Have you ever wondered why they talk about the transformational journey or the transformation journey? Have you ever wondered what it is that I do? Have you been to a dinner party and someone asks, "So, what exactly is it that you do?" Well, this is me now giving you that inside scoop. This is our journey that we're going on. So, it just basically means that through this period of time, we are going to hit different events. And with transformation, it means that the changes that takes place over that part. So hopefully even during this video, you will get a bit of a transformational journey because there's a time and events happening, and hopefully there'll be some changes along the way. So listen in and I shall tell you all about it. So during my life and my transformational journey, this is how it went for me. Having grown up in South Africa, spent most of my adult life in the UK and currently finding myself in Cyprus, it has been quite a transformational journey from that point of view. Also, I was in investment banking for over a decade, working for the biggest names: Goldman Sachs, Deutsche Bank, Barclays Capital, ING. Did everything from being an analyst right through to consulting. So I've seen the spectrum of stresses that come about with working in the corporate environment, and then also have had the experience of being in the military. I have as a physical training instructor, I've also seen how there are stresses in the military, and then also have seen how through the process of our lives we change, and then sometimes we do not know what to do with that change. And that is all part of our transformational journeys, whether we are on a program or not. That happens organically. And sometimes when we stop and take stock of where we're at, it is difficult to see how we can get to the next step or how we can make changes. And that is the time when I step in. So during my life journey, so not on my program, I had also experienced aspects of burnout, of having had a mental breakdown, and having had the process to actually go from that period of time where I had to just survive, and then worked on the program and the process for me to get to thriving, and then realize that I'm not the only one, there must be more out there. And that's how I got in full time, dedicated my time, my life to this process of getting people to the place of thriving and not just surviving. So how does this work then? So firstly, it takes a realization moment. So this is the moment of truth, if you may, where we go, I think I need help. And when we are stressed, overwhelmed, not in a really good mental space, asking for help is one of the last things that we want to do, along with saying no, and then also with just generally taking on more on our plate because we feel like we can control that. Now, within that part, if we're not there yet, it usually takes an intervention. So something happens that becomes so bad that we no longer can stay in that place. We need to change. And that is when we then ask for help. And then once someone's come to me and knocked on my door and said, "Hey, can we have a chat?" Then that process starts where there's already change happening. There's already a desire to change, which is miles ahead of where you were at when you actually didn't have the capacity to ask for help. So then comes the real amazing work that happens. We rediscover ourselves, because throughout our lives, we have learned to conform with the norms of others, with our family, our parents, everything else, and often forgotten about what it is that we like, what we value, what we are about. And that's the starting point of the program, is to understand, firstly, what is it that we value, and then also what is hindering us still from the past that we need to shed. And that's the shedding process where we say, okay, well, that is what I'm releasing, and I am now ready to take on something new. And that's where we go through our discovery phase, where it's really the journey of discovering what it is that we like. Who are we? What is that? Who am I, Silvia Evans? What is it that I used to like when I was younger? What is it that I like now? And really spending that time, because we've lost that over our lives, where we've been just so ingrained on running the rat race, on sorting out everyone else's needs. And when it came to us, we've become a bit neglective. So within this process, then we allow to get to a point where we can start to play. And play is where we can discover a bit about what is it that we really want. So for instance, I had a client who was a lawyer, and he was like really struggling with the mental health aspects and really wanted to break free from the job that he was in, but couldn't really see how. Having gone through the journey where he could discover who he was and shedding a bit of the past, he could have the vision to see that he was worthy and able to take the next step. He is now head of legal in a different firm. So that journey is so freeing. It allows us to get to a point where we can really break out the mold and allow us to play a bit in our minds with where we want to go. And then often we have that vision which is strong enough to, and our why to help us to get to that point where we are wanting to go and to reach that goal that we've set. Then also we have the opportunity then to see how can we use our values to help us to reach our goals. Because sometimes our values that we hold isn't actually reflected in our life out there. So our day-to-day lives don't really reflect our values often. So I found this so many times with my clients. One of my other clients, she's currently in the Arctic, and told me that she did not realize that she was actually not acting on the things that she valued. So she valued family and her creativity, but was spending the least time on those two things. So after our program, she's now thriving in a creative area of her life. She's also had a bit of body image issues where now she said to me, I absolutely love my body. So those things are, for me and my journey, so meaningful, and that drives my purpose. And that's where I am like, yes, leaving the corporate space for coming into this world where I feel like there's a lot more purpose for me and to help people. That is super rewarding, and yeah, I cannot change that and will not change that for anything. So then once we are able to use that value, so now that we've established, oh yes, okay, actually these are the values, and then we can use that to drive towards our goals. And once we've done that, we've pretty much set a solid foundation for ourselves. And then we can do a bit of future pacing. So thinking about where we are going to be in future. And we can do that. If you want to have this exercise, you can just drop me a line in social media or down below. If you can't find it on the net, it's the Wheel of Life. You can also use the Wheel of Life to check your aspects of life, where you are and what you want to then really work on more. So if it's finances, you can, so let's say you've got 8 aspects of life, of all parts of your life, you can set percentage-wise where you sit on each of those. And with the lowest percentage can be the ones that you can work on the most if you wanted to. And that will help you to give you direction on where to start and how to go about that. If you find it quite hard though to do the change on your own, then of course feel free to reach out. Happy to have a chat, and either I can get you into the right direction, or we can have a chat on how we can work together. But making the changes for yourself is important, and however you do that, whether that's with someone like me or if that's on your own, the important bit is that you make the changes that will allow you to thrive. Because ultimately, what is the point if we miserable and we do not have the energy to do our day-to-day, to spend it with loved ones, we are down and out because we don't like the way that we look, or we are just so unhappy in our career or our life stage, then that is no fun. And that then makes it so much worth the while to actually invest your time and your energy in making those changes in the areas that are required. And of course, how you do that is up to you. But please, whatever it is, whether, as I say, whether you work with someone like me or not, or you do it on your own, just do it. Just start that process. Get to the point where you can just identify one thing at least and say, this is it. This is what I'm going to be working on for this month, this week, this year, whatever the case is. Just get yourself on the boat, ready to go. Because if we keep moving, we build momentum, we build the energy, and therefore we also can build the change that we are so desiring and that we can envisage. Please let me know how you get on, and looking forward to hearing from you.